Jason! Hello, hello, hello. Oh, the room looks a little more full this time. All right. Who missed the morning thing this morning? So you guys were all up late last night then. Yeah. Who are you blaming for that? Ty? Yeah, that's pretty much the answer everybody's been giving us. Hi guys.
Hi!
It's so good to be back. Any first timers here? Nice. They're all in the back. They're like, I'm not sitting up there. You might pick me out of the crowd, embarrass me. Don't worry, I can come back there and do that. So, all right, take it easy. Well, I don't really have anything to say until somebody asks me something. So, hi, look at that. You got your own little spotlight there. That's beautiful.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It is.
I'll write it down after, I guess. I wanted to ask you about Geshwez.
What is it?
Geshwez, the Misha's treasure hunt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Because
I don't remember that character.
I know that during the first Geshwez that Misha had teams make portraits of Jared in Swedish Fish, and he didn't know about that until quite a long time after.
Jared didn't know.
No.
Yeah.
And during Geshwez we found, or we saw a picture of you with a portrait of yourself in Skittles.
Yes.
And I was kind of wondering, like, is that how you found out? And how do you feel about 15,000 people making your face out of sweets?
This is how I found out. We were shooting, we were filming, this is up in Vancouver, and it was late at night. We were filming way outside of town, and I had left a phone charger. I lost it, so I needed to pick up a new one. So I had one of the Teamsters who was driving me. I said, hey, can you find like a computer shop or any place that I can get like a phone charger or something? So he looks up on his phone, and he's like, yeah, I think there's just one up off the highway here a couple miles. I was like, perfect, all right. So we pull up the highway to some little no-name strip mall, and there's this little tiny computer electronic shop in there. Door opens, place is empty. And I walk up to the counter, and there's this girl there, and I say, hi, do you guys have any phone chargers? And she looks up, and she's like, and then she goes, turn around. What? She just turn around. Okay. And I turn around, and here's this like 4 foot by 4 foot picture of me made out of Skittles. Imagine the look on my face.
The picture is great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I recognized me. Yeah, I was shocked. But apparently, she wasn't even the one who did it. It was one of her coworkers who didn't happen to be there that night. So she called her on her phone and put me on the phone with her, and I was like, yeah, I'm sitting here staring at a picture made out of Skittles, and I was wondering if you could help explain that to me. So then she told me about the whole Misha thing, and I'm like, wow, that's nice of Misha to let me know that this is happening. Because he does not. So yeah, that's how I found out about that.
He's put us off Skittles for life.
What's that?
He's put us off Skittles for life. But it was fun.
We can blame Misha for a lot of things. So, yeah, that was a new one for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi.
Hi, the three of us have written a letter for you and Jared. Hopefully you can tell him when you see him.
Okay.
This is in the episode called French Mistake, Sam tells them that what they do is useful to humanity, whereas Jared and Jensen means nothing to this world. We wanted to tell you this. You mean a lot. Your work, what you do, has made us and a lot of other people happier and richer inside. are heroes like the Winchesters, just in a different way. You do not fight monsters, but you help us fight the real demons in this world, like sadness, discouragement, loneliness. You and the supernatural stuff do not meet.
Hey,
Sorry.
I'm enjoying this. Please continue.
Sorry, I'm nervous. You and the supernatural stuff do not need knives and guns and a bag of salt to save people. You just give them a good story and a chance to dream. So we thank you very much, and we think most of these people here have come to this convention because they're grateful too.
Yes.
There are lots of gorgeous actors out there, but we wouldn't pay €1 to go to see them. We've come here because of what you do, your work, your talent, and not because of how you look like. You're far more than a handsome man. You are.
That's
You've got something special, and you're giving it to us. And we hope you can see that these people who disrespect you and your wives and families have nothing to do with us. Your private lives are not our business, and we're glad enough you're kind to share with us some of your moments, like Thomas' birth or Daniel's pregnancy. But we'd like to think of the supernatural family, including us fans, as a group of people who support each other no matter what. Because when we see someone who's made us happy, being happy, we're happy for you. Not jealous, not envious, not crazy. And like us, we can... And it's almost finished.
This is great.
And like us, the biggest part of your fans are there think the same way. We hope you can see that. And that's the supernatural family. You let us dream with Sam and Dean's adventures, and we watch your back.
Wow, that was very sweet. Can I have that? The letter?
Yeah,
Is it? Am I going to be able to? Oh, this is the longer version. Thank you. I'll make sure that Jared gets this, and I'll scratch his name out though, and just say that it was to me. But I'll make sure that he gets. That's very sweet. Thank you. And you know, it's feelings are mutual. This is why we like to come and see you guys, because it is a big family. But we're all crazy. That's why we do what we do, and that's why you guys come and hang out with us, because we're all nuts. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you very much. Very sweet. Yeah. Hi.
Oops. I don't know how I'm going to be able to match that. I was wondering, Sam and Dean have obviously grown up and grown with each other through the last 8 seasons. But if you take aside the supernatural aspect, how do you feel that Dean has grown? Are you satisfied? Have you given it any thoughts to how he is as a person now?
Yeah, good question. I mean, it's, 8 years is a long time. It's, we've done over 170 episodes. And I think that, it's interesting, the characters have definitely grown. And I think that's one of the great things about television, is that if you are fortunate enough to have a successful series that can stay on the air longer than 3 episodes, you do get to develop, a character and watch the character kind of mature and grow into, into a deeper, richer, more layered character. And Jared and I, so we started shooting this when we were, in our 20s, and we've grown too. Jared had, Well, he's always grown. Like he's still growing. Tall, I mean. You know, it's been a very cool ride to be so close to a character and kind of go through that journey with the character, because I get to take all of you with me, which is you know, a really unique part of doing what I do. I've enjoyed how they have matured the characters. You know, there's been a lot of stuff that they've had to go through. You know, there's been heartache, there's been death, there's been triumphs, tragedies, and all of the things in between. And, I think that as long as there are stories to be told, which falls into the writer's hands, then there's a way to tell. There's a way for these characters to tell them, because I like where they've gone and I like where they're going, and it's fun for me. I'm very happy with the result, and I hope that you guys are too. So we'll see how much older we can make Dean and Sam. We'll be hunting ghosts with a walker pretty soon, I'm sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Hi, Jess. I have a question. I'm wondering if you know if they're planning to bring Jesse Turner back, because he's kind of the Antichrist and he's kind of running free in the world.
Wait, who? I'm sorry?
The Antichrist, Jesse Turner, the kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, you know, maybe. I don't know whether they'll bring that particular actor back to do it. I don't know whether they'll you know, cast a new actor as that role. I don't know. I really enjoyed that episode. I enjoyed kind of what he did, but a lot of times, you know, with television, there's just not enough time to tell all the stories that you want to tell. I know it's kind of funny saying that, considering that we've done as many episodes as we've done, but you know, it really depends on whether or not it fits with the storylines and where they're going. And you know, I've been into the writer's room. I don't recommend it because, I mean, I'm looking at ideas that they have, and I'm just going, oh my God, are you serious? What? You know, Dean doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But what they do is they throw out all these crazy ideas, and then they whittle them down into what we see. So it just depends on what makes it. Whether or not that storyline will continue, I don't know. But that's the great thing about the show, is we have different cards to play. We have different places that we can go and different options, and that is one of them. So I don't know. Did you like that? You like that episode? Did you like that, or were you just wanting to see the Antichrist come back?
I'd love to see him again, because it's kind of strange. Like, he should be a major character.
Right.
And the Winchesters aren't even bothered that.
Maybe he's got better things to do. He's like, Crowley, you take care of these people. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, though. It's a writer's question.
Thank you.
That's why I don't get paid to write. I'm not that creative. Hi.
Hi, Jensen. Fans always like the chemistry between you and Jared. You have on set playing Sam and Dean. And you always said that you get along very well. So I was wondering how your friendship changed in the past 8 years.
Personally, between Jared and
Yes.
I? Well, I mean, you know, like I was saying earlier, we've really grown, you know, into different people ourselves. You know, with maturing ourselves and with growing up, you know, the relationships that you have also mature. So, you know, he and I are, it is rare, I find, it is rare to have, to work so closely with someone for so long and still have the relationship that, you know, the friendship that he and I have. You know, it's kind of one of those unsaid things where, you know, he and I, when we finish for the season, which we're on break right now, which is why we're able to come here and hang out with you guys. You know, he goes off to his home. He's living down in Texas now, and I've got my home in California, and you know, we don't see each other for 3 months at a time. But yet, as soon as we come back, it's like we never left. So I know he's got my back and I've got his back, and it's kind of one of these things where I'll know him and he'll be a part of my life for the rest of my life. I mean, you spend 8 years with somebody, and probably longer. Yeah, it's you know, we're practically like brothers off screen too. You know, we get each other, and it's a really cool thing to be able to work with somebody that you hold dear. Yeah, so I don't hate him yet. Basically, what it boils down to. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello, this is also kind of a writer's question as well, so I apologise for that.
All right, I'll do my best.
I was going to ask, with the resurgence of the Heaven and Hell Angel Tablet storyline this season and beyond, and I was thinking it would be kind of nice to bring Dean into that because he's the righteous man and is the Michael sword and so forth. And I was just wondering if, obviously you can't give any spoilers, but if there was any indication of anything like that coming into play next season.
I won't know anything about next season until we get a script. I know that Jeremy Carver is, he took a little break for his sanity, and he's probably now back in the office, probably, you know, trying to get the broad strokes of what's going to happen next season. He and I generally will have Jared will have a conference call at the beginning of the season, and he'll kind of go over the big points of what's going to happen. So as of right now, I don't know. You know, Dean will be integral to some part of the story. So you know where that goes, I'm not quite sure. But it's you know, right now, as I'm sure you probably know, the story is really revolving around what Sam's going through and the trials. And, you know, Dean is doing everything he can to support his brother, protect his brother, and you know, keep him from any harm. So you know, I'm sure we'll pick up with that next season and see where that continues to go. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I basically just skirted that entire question. I said a whole bunch of stuff and didn't tell you anything. Hi.
Hi, I have a question about Dean. Over the years, he obviously grew a lot and went through a lot of things, met many people who learned to care about very deeply. And I'm wondering, at this point of time, what do you think would be, or would take for him to find real happiness and peace?
Yeah, you know, we've seen Dean kind of try to be happy, try to live a normal life, you know, try his hand outside the supernatural world, and you know, I think we all knew that it just wasn't going to work. This is too ingrained in who he is, and so that's out of the question. He knows he's not going to have a normal life, and that he can't find happiness outside of the supernatural world. You know, that being said, I think that there is a place inside the supernatural world where he feels right, and you know, I think one of those places was purgatory. Oddly enough, you know, did you guys like the purgatory stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just the way it was shot, the grittiness to it, the raw kind of everything about it. I was really hoping that we would use that more. But you know, Dean really felt alive there. He really felt like he was in his element, and I think that's the only kind of happiness that Dean is going to find, is when he is doing what he feels and is, you know, born to do. You know, his whole life has been leading up to, you know, doing what he did in purgatory, and that's, I think that's where he felt alive. You know, being with his brother and doing that is is the happiest he is, and I think it's a good thing for the show.
Yeah.
Because he even says it. In fact, I said it I think recently. I was like, I'm at my best when I'm sitting in the driver's seat, running down the highway next to my brother, chasing after the ghosts of demons. So I think that is his happiness. It's a messed up way to be happy, but I just, that's Dean, and that's, that's why I like him, because he's a badass. Wish I was more like Dean sometimes. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. I was wondering about something you said about, on Comic-Con, that you will play Dean differently this season. And I'm not sure if I interpret your playing correctly. How differently you played Dean that you played him before?
Before what?
Before season 8.
I said that I played him differently in season 8?
Yes, you said that.
Well, I think I don't know that it was differently. I think it was just, there's been more added to his life. So he's, things change. You grow, you learn new things, you adapt. I think his time in Purgatory was
eye-opener, something like that?
What's that?
Eye-opener?
Yeah, it was. I think it really kind of helped him understand that this is what he's made to do. I think he spent a lot of years trying to figure out a way to maybe get out of it. Maybe that this wasn't, the path to happiness. But I think his time in Purgatory and getting back topside and getting next to his brother and burning down the highway, he realized, you know what, this is where I belong. And so I think that there's kind of a resolution that Dean has this season that I tried to play that's different from the other seasons. So yeah, I don't know that he was different. I think that he was just more, he had more focus and he had more resolve in his,
So I got it right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. So at the end of season 7, Dean wore a new jacket, but then he came back from Purgatory. The
Oh, the jacket. I'm gonna get a drink of water now. So, yeah, so the jacket, for those of you who don't know, there's a jacket. That leather jacket that I had on in Purgatory was, it was designed for me. Like I had jacket designers come to the show, they came to the set, they took measurements, they were, poking and prodding, like, hey, whoa, easy. And we started, but we started talking about, how we wanted this jacket to be. And I was like, okay, I need a gun pocket here, I need a blade pocket here, I need a mic pack pocket here, just all these different pockets and how I wanted it to fit and all this stuff. So went through all this trouble and they made this really cool jacket, and I guess the color came out a little wrong and the producers hated it. And they're like, get rid of the damn jacket. So episode 1 of season 8, I come out of Purgatory and I'm like, I find the campers, and I grab his flannel shirt and I whip the jacket off, and that was the last you see it. So now that's 2 leather jackets I've lost. Yeah, the first one, as some of you might know, the dad's leather jacket.
Yeah.
That actually got lost. Huh? Well, or stolen. So keep an eye on eBay for that one. We want it back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi Jensen, I'm Giuseppe from Italy, and first I would like to thank you for being here for the first time. It's a great pleasure to...
I've been here like 4 times, man.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yes. So, it's also so exciting to have the opportunity to meet you and all the other actors here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the question. So, in every episode, we see a lot of USA cities with their real names. Kermit, Texas, Centerville, Michigan, and so on. Have you, the production, ever had any trouble with the people who live there? I mean, maybe some citizens don't like that the Supernatural shows the world that free monsters live in their own town.
That's a good point. You know, if they do have issues with it, they don't tell us. A lot of times we get, you know, you came to my town. I live in that town. I'm from that town. I didn't know we had Wendigos. So, you know, a lot of times they're excited because they're generally small towns, you know, and a lot of times they're towns that you know, that the writers maybe have family in, or that they grew up in, or that they have friends from, or, you know, so it's you know, it's funny. It's actually there was one Karen Crow, Louisiana, which is where Benny's character was from. That's a little tiny town in Louisiana that is about 15 minutes away from where my wife grew up. So I actually got a call from the writer. He's like, "Okay, I need to know everything about Karen Crow. Like, what can you tell me?" And I was like, "Let me put you on the phone with Danilo." So they like to pick the little small towns, and it's cool because you know, whenever we do run into people who live in those towns, they're generally pretty excited. They're like, "Oh, you guys came to our town." We're like, "Actually, we didn't. We were in Vancouver, and we made Vancouver look like Peoria, Illinois, so don't get too excited."
But have you a Supernatural city tour?
We've never we've never shot outside of Vancouver, except the very first episode of the series was shot in Los Angeles. That was the pilot. But every other episode since then has been filmed in and around Vancouver, British Columbia. They did just recently send a small crew and the Impala. How far away is Kelowna? But yeah, so a few hours away inland in Canada, there's a town called Kelowna, and it has a lot of different looks to it, kind of like what are they, like deserts and mountains, just like it's a small town. So they went there and they shot the Impala cruising through a bunch of towns, and that made it look like, you know, dusty back roads towns. But that's the only time that we've ever gone out of Vancouver, and I didn't even get to go because I was filming. They took my stunt double and had him do it. So, but yeah, we've actually talked about doing a road show and picking a few towns and doing that, and it's definitely been talked about, but it hasn't been decided on yet. Who knows? Maybe season 9. Maybe we'll get out for a few episodes. Yeah.
Thank you very
much. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Jason. Firstly, I'd love to thank whole Supernatural staff for this show because it brought. I got to know many fantastic people thanks to it, and some.
Me too.
Originally, my question was for both you and Jared, but.
Oh, I can answer for him.
Yeah, I guess you can. It's about development, how you see or wish your characters to develop in next seasons. How you wish.
How I wish for the characters to develop in the next season. You know, I don't know. You know, we're gonna have to see what kind of crazy things that the guys encounter. You know, what small town we go to and who we have to deal with. It's, you know, it's always interesting. The show, you know, some of the show, like what we've done on the show is pretty crazy sometimes. I mean, we've broken the fourth wall, we've jumped the shark, we've done all the stuff that most shows you just don't ever do. But, you know, like the French Mistake, I think at one point it was Jared and Jensen playing Sam and Dean, playing Jared and Jensen, playing Sam and Dean.
That's great.
So the fact that we can do that and get away with it, but still stay in character and true to character, it's, you know, I never know where we're going to go, where we're going to take it, but I know that I have confidence in this character, and I know this character so well that Dean's going to handle it the way Dean handles it. And I think we all know how that's going to be.
Because I was wondering what happened with that anger Dean had with Sam, because Sam didn't look for him when Dean was stuck in purgatory.
You know, it's a good question, and I think that that's still there. I think there's resentment there. I mean, listen, these are, for any of you who have siblings, you know, you can have issues with them, but you know, the family love is going to supersede anything. And so I think right now, him watching Sam go through these trials, it's not time to be resentful. I gotta help him, because this could potentially be the end of all of this stuff that we've been dealing with for our whole lives. And so I think that right now Dean is putting his issues aside and just helping his brother get through what he needs to get through. And you know, I think that's what being a brother is.
I love Dean like this.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. I love the Men of Letters storyline.
I do too. Everybody, fans of the Men of Letters story? Yeah, I agree. That set too is amazing. I wish I could take all of you guys on a set tour and show you this wonderful, beautiful set that they built for us. It's really amazing. I think we're going to get some more use out of it next year, I hope.
Please. That was my question.
That was a question?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Like
yeah, no, we love it. It's, you know, like I said, the set is beautiful. It's got a lot of potential. You know, it's our Batcave, so we're happy. You know, Dean finally has a room. Which he's very excited about, and he loves his mattress. Yeah, I do like it, and I hope that they continue to use it in future episodes. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. What do you like to do during your free time?
Hang out with you guys. My free time, which is very little, is what? Jog? Dogs. Golf. Sorry, it's not a lot of sleep here. Yeah, golf is one. I like to do that when I can. I'm not great at it, so you know, it's a good way to get my anger out. But a lot of, you know, I spend time with my wife and with my dogs, and pretty soon I will spend a lot of time with a little baby girl. So I'm excited about that, and scared. But no, it should be amazing, and I'm very excited about that. And but yeah, I just try to spend time, and I don't get to see my family very much. I don't get to see my friends very much. I don't get to see, you know, a lot of people. You know, I get to see Jared. That's about it. So my free time is spent kind of rekindling those relationships with friends and family, and spending time with them and reminding them of who I am. Yeah, and then occasionally I'll play golf. Yeah, that's it. I just like to be at home. I like to be at home. And I like to come here and see you guys. You know, I don't get to travel very much because they keep us locked up in Vancouver for 9 months out of the year. So, you know, to be able to come over here to Europe and spend time with all you, and you know, I don't get to see these guys either very much. You know, Richard and Rob, and Ty. I mean, these guys haven't been on the show in a few. So to be able to see them, it's just fantastic. I love doing this with you guys. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to them. It means a lot to Jared. I know he's heartbroken that he's not here right now. And I thank you guys for being understanding about that, because he truly does. I'm not getting jumped at, my brother. He truly does love this as well, and he and I, it's a really unique part of what we do. I don't know another show that's on right now that is able to do and see their fans and interact with them as much as we have, and we're very, very fortunate for that. So thank you guys. They're telling me that I gotta get out of here, so I'm so happy to be here. I can't wait to see you guys later. You guys are awesome. Thank you.